All right, guys, here we go. All right, now from last year, we did PEMDAS backwards. All right, so we get rid of addition and subtraction, then we get rid of multiplication and division. All right, that's the deal. PEMDAS backwards. All right, so in this case, here's what I taught you, and I made everybody put +3 and +3. And then we did 1/4 x equals 1, but that was boring, correct? All right, because now you're a little smarter, so we don't have to do all the work. All right, so please look, and here's what I mean. Here's what I want everybody to be able to tell me. And if you're having trouble doing that, that's okay also. All right, but you're supposed to say I'm adding 3 to both sides. All right, so in your brain, -2 + 3 is what? 1. So equals 1. Bring down the 1/4 x. Now, how do we undo a fraction? Multiply by the reciprocal. So I multiply both sides by 4. I'm assuming everybody here can tell me what 1 times 4 is. And that would be 4. And the 4 and the 1/4 do what to each other? They cancel. So everybody should be able to say x equals 4. All right, that's what you should be able to do. All right, now we're on number 4. All right, stop working ahead, some of you guys. All right, check your answers, make sure you know what's going on. All right, number 4 was like Friday, just have to multiply by the reciprocal. So sometimes multiplying by the reciprocal is a little bit harder to see, so I'd expect you to put 4/3 and cross out the 3/4. So now you can just say x equals, divide first. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 7 times 4 is 28. So don't forget, -28. Anybody have a problem with that? All right, now try number 6. Try to beat me. See if you can do it. So first thing, you add 2. So we say 5/8 v equals 15. Anybody have an issue with that? And then we do the reciprocal. And the reciprocal, 8/5 cancels. V equals 24. Good with that? V equals 24. All right. Here we go. One last one that's kind of tricky. Now, a lot of people make a mistake and they look at this and say, I have subtracting, so I'm going to add 1. Do I add 1 here? No, because it is a what? It is a +1. So I subtract 1. So -4/9 L equals 4. And now we do what? We do the reciprocal. -9/4. Cancels. So L equals -9. Now, is anybody having trouble with the fractions? Yes. I'm okay. So here we go. Watch this. Thank you so much. You do the division first. 4 divided by 4 times 9. Does that make sense now? Yeah. Right? And sometimes what I tell kids to do, instead of doing that even, you can just take the 4 and make it 4/1. And then you can see better, this cancels, this cancels. You with me on that? Yeah. All right, perfect. All right, you guys got any questions? You good? Questions? All right. Now, the last one I'm going to do. All right, now everybody needs to look up here because I made everybody distribute last year. Now, can anybody see a shortcut instead of distributing?
So you like multiply -7 with the C.
No, that's the distributive property. No. Yeah. Yes, you're dividing. This whole quantity right here is being multiplied by 7. All right. So to get rid of the times 7, I could what? Divide, right? I'm going to actually divide by -7. So divide by -7. And when I do that, I end up with C minus 3 equals 2. All right, now why do I do that? It's because now I can just automatically get rid of this and the problem's much easier. All right. Now, how do I get rid of a -3? Add 3. So C is equal to 5. C is equal to 5. Anybody have any questions with that? Go. Okay, so I'm proud of you for that, buddy. Good job. So watch me now. I'm gonna start over, okay? Now,
After you cross out both sides.
right, this is multiplying by 7, right? So I'm just gonna divide both sides by -7. And I'm just showing you the work now. Now what happens? This cancels with this. I'm left with C minus 3 equals. You with me now, right? Yeah. There you have it now, right?
Plus 3.
And then plus 3. All right, that's making sense to me. C equals 5. Okay. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. All right. So now, Emily, we're starting with you. Now, how do I get rid of -7? We're doing the opposite. Opposite of subtraction. That's correct. So I need you to put down +7, right? So we're doing +7. Uh-oh. We're doing +7 and +7. All right. So these guys cancel. What are you left with?
Wait, do I just,
The +7 and the -7 cancel, right? Well, but first we're going to say I'm left with 5t, right? Right. Now I need you to remember this. 42 is almost correct if they were both positive or both negative. But one is negative and one is positive, so you would subtract them. All right. So negative. Yes, very good. Very good. All right. Now I'm undoing the multiplication, which is, no, come on.
Oh, wait, no.
Yes. Opposite of multiplication is the division. So we're dividing both sides by, yes. And so now you're telling me that 28 is not divisible by 5, so you leave the fraction. Right. And don't forget the negative. And don't forget the negative. You hear me on this? All right. I know you weren't here on Friday, so you got some catching up to do. All right. A lot. Okay. Tosh, we'll have you do 14. Okay. Now this one I just threw in here to try to throw you off a little bit. So what do I have to do here?
Will you subtract 1?
No, definitely not. What do I do with this, right? Yes, make it an improper fraction. All right. So what is that? Exactly 8/5.
And then you do the reciprocal.
Then you do the reciprocal. And what's the reciprocal?
That would be 15.
What would be the reciprocal of 5/8? Yes. So I'm multiplying by 5/8. All right. So now I have to reduce. We make this 10/1, right? Is the answer going to be positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Now, what can I reduce?
8 becomes.
Yes. And what does the 8 become?
The 8 becomes 4.
And the 10 becomes a. So my final answer is
25/4.
Yes. Negative 25/4. You with me on this? Yes.
When it's like not, when it like goes in, so it feels like 5, or it feels like 10, and then 5 over like 2, and could you just do like 10 divided?
Yes, that's correct. Yes. Good for you, London. Right. So what did I divide by? Yes. Because 10 is divisible by 2 and 8 is divisible by 2. You with me? If you wanted to, you could have just made it 5 times 10 and did 50/8 and then reduced it by 2 then. And you still you see you still get the same answer, right? All right. Hopefully that's good for everybody. All right. Next. Do you remember what to do here? Yes, combined terms. All right. Everybody's got to look at 5b minus 9b. What is that? Yes, negative 4b. And so now divide by negative 4. So b equals 3. B equals 3. Now remember, anybody who doesn't know is supposed to be speaking up, guys. And I know. All right. So you got to speak up. Any questions with number 16? All right, here we go. 18. Go ahead, London. Combining terms. That would be 6q because the number in front of the q here is a 1. Exactly. So now what? Okay, but let me go ahead and write this. Yes. Okay, now what? That is correct. And then what? Yes. So? Yes. Q equals negative 3 is perfect. Everybody's good? All right, number 20. I'm listening. Maggie. How much is that? 10R equals. So R equals. Hey, that's good. That's what you're supposed to do. Be one step ahead of me. Double checking, right? Good, good, good. All right, I'm happy with you on that. Anybody have any problems with 20? All right, let's knock out 22. Okay. What do we have to do on this one now? You got a tricky one. Now we could distribute, but that would make it a little bit harder to do. So I could just do what? I could get rid of this 5/8. How can I get rid of that 5/8? Multiply by the right. So now again, I understand your confusion here. So let's look at it. If I put an 8/5 right here, what's going to happen to those two fractions there? What happens to these two fractions here? Yes, you're correct. They cross cancel. Exactly. Do you hear me? So now I have to put that over here, 8/5 over here. Because I don't want to distribute and get a bunch of fractions. Do you agree with me? I'd rather just get rid of the fraction right off the bat. Do you hear me? So when you see a fraction with parentheses, some of you need to make yourself a note. Multiply by the reciprocal first. That'll help. Okay. Now you got to tell me what this is. Becomes a what? Yes. And so now, yes, equals. And now what? Yes, that's right. X equals 57. Perfect. Now, does that make sense? All right, because we got more of those examples. Anybody have any questions with that? All right. Now, Miss Cole. Now we have to do what with the 6? Yes, distribute. Distribute that for me. What does that equal? What's 6 times X? Yes. 6 times -1. Yes. You with me on this, Emily, so far? All right. We did a lot on Friday, okay? That's why I want to make sure. I don't want you sitting there not knowing. All right, now what can I do? With? Yes. And what is that? Nope. Because that 6 is -6, right? So what's -6 plus 2? Yes, ma'am. Now what do I do? Undo the subtraction. Plus 4. Thank you. So now what's -4 plus 4? Yes. So I have 0 equals 6x. Now what do I do? Remember, how do I undo multiplication? Right. Dividing by what? Yes. And so 0 divided by anything is still what? 0. All right, come on. Why are you speaking up for me, okay? All right, so here we go. That was good. All right, 26. Now, what could I do here? No, that's a good mistake. And again, listen to me. It's partly my fault because I didn't show you this last year, right? This whole thing, please watch. Everybody needs to put up here and watch. This whole thing is being divided by 5. Do you agree? Yeah. So how do I get rid of the whole thing divided by 5? Multiply by 5 first. This is the case where you'd have to multiply by 5 first. Now, if you didn't know that, you need to make yourself a little star on your paper somewhere and say, hey, these are the special cases. All right, you have to know that. All right, so what happens to these 2 5s here? They cancel, so what am I left with?
2x minus 4 equals 2.
Now what?
You
Add 1. Now what? So x equals, yes, there you go. That's what we want. That's what we want. All right, anybody have any issues with that? Anybody? Emily, still doing okay over there? Come on, I don't want the same thing. All right, anybody's allowed to ask. All right, here we go. Let's check out. Uh-oh. Please, everybody put a star by this one. This one's a really hard one, okay? All right. So again, don't worry about it. I didn't show you. All right, so I'm going to kind of do this one myself. Oh, you think you know. Good. What do I? Wow. Very good. Very impressed. Wow. Hold up. Really, really good. All right, so listen, what I'd like everybody to do is kind of understand that I'm trying to get to the y. It's surrounded by a fraction and something else. So I've got to go get rid of the plus one.
So you do -1.
So you do a -1. Now I'm going to write it all out, even though you don't have to. I'm putting a -1 and a -1. Yes. Right. -3/4 y plus 2. Wow, that's nice. Now what? Wow. Hold up. So that's why I get irritated, right? You understand me, right? All right. No reason for you not to be making A pluses. Very, very good work. I'm doing the reciprocal. I'm going backwards. All right. Going backwards. Okay. So now what happens on the left side? What happens to those guys? Yes. And then I'm left with,
It's gonna end up being 8
yes.
-2, so it's
Wow. Wow, that's really hard, actually. If you understand that one, you got it all. You're gonna ace it. All right, it's really easy. All right, but that requires some thought right there. All right. Anybody want me to slow down and do it again? Okay, so here we go again with the fractions, right? So watch me. 6 divided by 3 times 4. You with me on this? All right, makes sense now? All right, good job. Good question. All right, notice we got people asking questions when they don't know something. And some of you guys should be asking me questions. You're sitting there. Really good. Really good, actually. All right, here we go. I'm moving on. All right, you're up. Tell me what to do. You have to distribute.
4H plus
4H plus what?
8, plus 2.
Yes. Now what? Okay, what's that? Then what?
And then
What's that?
then you would, it would be 1H.
Yes. So he did a little bit out of order, but it still comes up with the same answer. You should have combined terms first. Yes. You told me? Oh. It's -34. I don't know why you said -64. You did not. You said 64. I wouldn't have written it down. Thank you, London. She couldn't wait to correct me. I saw you. All right. All right. I'm pretty happy with that. All right. Noah, let's go.
Want me to get it right on my PC?
Yeah, let's see if you can get one right this month.
Reciprocal,
Reciprocal, what is it?
5/3.
Yay, 5/3. All right, now what?
Convert that to 20, because
Yes, you do.
x plus 2 equals 20 minus 2, 18, x plus 8.
Wow. Finally got one right. Finally. X equals 18. Anybody have any issues? Anybody? All right, come on now, take your time, buddy. What could I do? Yeah, actually, very nice. He can add the 3. Very good. You could distribute, but I could also do what? Because that's times 2. No, you have to undo multiplication. How do I undo the multiplication? Yeah, you see what I'm saying, right? We're going backwards. So I could divide by 2, divide by 2. You with me?
So
Yes. J equals, J plus 4 equals 5. How do I solve that? No. So are we okay with this step so far?
Yeah.
So now how do I get rid of plus 4? 5 minus 4,
Oh,
right? You good?
oh, yeah, I was adding it.
I know you were. All right, be careful, be careful, be careful. Working backwards. Working backwards. All right, anybody have any issues? Is that good? All right. 36. Now on this one, because there's a variable, there's no shortcut to this. We just have to distribute. All right, so go ahead, tell me. Yes, you're awesome. Very good. Yep, yep.
Divided by 4.
And when I add 18, what do I get?
Oh, you add it, you get 27.
Good. And then what?
Divided by 4.
Which is? You did all that work. Good. We're at x equals 6. We are definitely at x equals 6. Anybody have any issues? Any issues? Okay.
Okay, so first you would cross out the 6.
Here, let me hold on one second. I'm going to get rid of this for a second. Now, how do I cross out? Oh, man. How do I cross out this?
So you cross out the 6 at the bottom and you do it 6 times.
Yes, very nice. Very nice. Wow, hold on a minute. 3 minus 3t equals what kind of 36? Yes, negative 36. Wow. Wait a minute, slow down now. You're almost right. You said subtract 3, so we got rid of that. Now you're just going too fast. So that canceled out, right? So now what this was left behind, right? What was left behind?
The -3.
Yes, the negative 3t. So I bring that down. Now, come on now. Tell me negative 36 minus 3.
Then that would be negative 23.
No, you forgot. When they're both negative, you add.
Oh, it's negative. And that's negative 39.
Yes, negative 39. Now, t equals, what am I doing? How do I get rid of the multiplication again? Undoing multiplication. Yes, we're dividing by negative 3. Okay, you're almost right on this now. What's a negative divided by a negative? Yes, 3 divided by 3. Come on. And then 9 divided by 3. Yes. You with me? Just dividing by 3. All right. All right, anybody have any questions with that? All right, here we go. Uh-oh. 40, Tosh.
So when you do +10.
Wow, you could do plus 10. Very nice. Plus 10. 4, parentheses. What does that equal?
Equals 28.
Yes, sir. Very good. Now what?
You divide.
Yes, divide by 7. What does that equal?
Um,
Or I'm sorry, divide by 4 equals what? Yes. Now what?
Then you would do -10.
Yes. So far, so good.
3 divided by 3 is
Wow. Okay, guys, that was the hard one. If you know that, that's no problem. Good for you, kiddo. Is the Yes, that's exactly right. So let me draw that out for you just so you can see it better. But you would add 10 to both sides. You're adding 10 to both sides. Good question, kiddo. You hear me? You understand now, right? All right. Anybody else with a question? All right, 42. No. The reason why you don't divide by 2 is because the 7's not divisible by 2. This isn't divisible by 2. You hear me? So there's no shortcut here. You just have to do a bunch of distributing.
Okay, so that's 2x minus 8
Yes, 2x minus 8.
minus 2x.
Wait a minute. 2x minus 8. Now I need everybody to put a 1 here. You're distributing a -1. So what does that become?
So that's then that's so that's -1x
Yes.
minus 8
Yes.
and then plus 7x.
Good. Now what?
So you would combine them.
Yes.
So that's 1x. So that is 8x.
Very nice.
So that's 8x minus 8 minus 8.
Which is? What's -8 minus 8?
Oh. -6.
Good.
So and then you add -16.
Yep. Add 16.
So 8x equals 40.
Good.
And then I think
Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. X equals 5. All right. 44. Let's go, London. Yes, you can do that. Good. Right. You can do that.
And then you would
Come on. What's 1y minus 4y? You with me on this, right? -3y. And now what? Yes. So what's that? Yes. Now, does everybody agree we could have done 1y minus 4y first, right? But it doesn't matter. All right, doesn't matter. Good job, kiddo. All right, 46. Ooh, you got an ugly one because it's got some fractions. But tell me, 3/4 plus 2/3. What is that? What's common denominator? Good. So 3/4 is how many 12ths?
9.
Yes, ma'am. 2/3 is how many 12ths?
8.
Yes.
Then can I just change it to 17?
That's correct. Now what?
Add
Mm-hmm.
12.
Now what? Does anything reduce? You agree with that?
I don't understand how you could just add the fraction.
What do you mean? You mean 9/8 and 12ths? You know how I got that? Or are you talking about, this is multiple?
You just shared.
Yeah. Yeah, I just shared the denominator. That's correct. It's just a quicker way. You with me? All right, so that was tough. All right. Let's go, Miss Clifton. What am I doing? Yes, ma'am. You're doing really good. You are amazing. Yes, you are amazing. Yes. What kind? Yay, good job, girl. That was really good. All right, come on now, working backwards, not hard, right? You ask questions, you know how to do all those? For sure. All right. Now you have to do what? Now you have to do the odds, and the video for the odds is up already. Okay, so don't waste time. Sit here and work on the odds quietly. All right. I am going to go ahead and post this real quick. So let me end this real quick, and then I'm going to pass out your homework.